What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be ranking everyone on The Flash who's ever been considered to be a main character from worst to best. So yeah, guys, let's get right into it. So coming in at number 26, and the worst character on The Flash is Cecile Horton. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably expected Allegra to be last on this list, but after Season 8, Cecile won me over as being the worst character on the show. The fact that they're trying to make her like a hero now really just annoys me, and that's basically all it does. I used to not mind her, and then now I just absolutely hate her because of, the fact that now they might even continue with her storyline in Season 9, which just makes me even more disappointed for Season 9. So I think Cecile definitely deserves to be last here on this list. And then at 25, you all guessed it, is Allegra Garcia. The only reason she's not as the worst character on The Flash is because she didn't really appear as much as Cecile did in Season 8, but she's basically just as bad. I mean, she's literally a pointless character. The only reason I could see her, potentially see her being on the show is for, Iris's reporter stuff that they do. But otherwise, I have no idea why she's even on the show. She is a straight-up terrible character. So now at 24, I actually have Orland Dwyer, aka Cicada. Now, the first couple of episodes of Season 5, he looked like a really threatening villain, looked like he'd be a pretty good Cicada, but after that, he was just not threatening at all. He just got away every time, and Team Flash didn't do anything about it, which made no sense. His voice was really cringe. His storyline was, his motivation was, understood, but, they didn't execute it properly at all. They should have just used a different actor and a comic book accurate Cicada being David Hirsch instead of this Orland Dwyer stuff. I really don't know why he was so weird with his acting, and just his storyline wasn't good at all, and he just wasn't an enjoyable villain whatsoever. Now at number 23 is Eva Makolic. Now, she wasn't necessarily bad, it's just that she's such a boring character, such a boring villain. She never felt like a threat at all. Maybe once or twice she felt like a threat just because Barry was losing his speed. Other than that, I never thought she was a threatening villain whatsoever. We all knew that Team Flash would defeat her without any casualties. She just wasn't a very good villain at all. So now at number 22, I have Chester. Now, Chester, in Season 8, he started, in my opinion, to be a way worse character than he used to be. But here's the thing, when he's not around Allegra, I find him to be a pretty enjoyable character, and I really don't hate him as much as when he's around Allegra. It's just the fact that Eric Wallace wants to push this Chester and Allegra thing, which makes no sense to me because people don't like either of those characters. But yeah, it's not really his fault that he's a bad character. It's just kind of the fact that he's always with Allegra just makes him an even worse character. So now number 21 is Camilla. Now, Camilla, she's not that good of a character. She could easily just be last on this list just because she's really boring. But I feel like the fact that she was always around Cisco just made her a little bit of a better character, I guess. I don't really mind Camilla. She just really didn't have any type of role on the show, and I'm glad they got rid of her. But yeah, she's just she's just not interesting. So yeah, those characters, in my opinion, were the really bad ones. But now let's get into the not as bad characters, I guess you could say. Starting off at number 20 with Nora West Allen. Now, the reason she's this low is mostly because of her role in Season 5, just because she was really annoying. In Seasons 7 and 8, she has not been that bad, so I actually, like her a little bit more in Season 7 and 8. But Season 5, she was just so annoying, in my opinion, so that's why I had to move her down a little bit. But I think there's potential for her to be better in Season 9 as well. So now at number 19, I actually have Julian Albert. Now, I don't hate Julian at all. I think I liked him on Team Flash in Season 3. He just didn't really add anything. He was just there. I still liked his character. I thought he was all right. But he just didn't really add much besides, I guess, being alchemy. But later in the season, he didn't add a ton, which is why I can't really rank him any higher. But if he returns sometime in Season 9, I think that'd be pretty cool to see. So now, coming in at number 18, I have Eddie Thon. Now, Eddie Thon, he's not a bad character at all. I think he's actually a pretty good character. I feel like he was just used in Season 1 just for, to eventually be killed off. So then Thon could also, or Reverse Flash could also be killed off. So yeah, he just didn't have a role in the season other than that, is what I would say. But I think he has a lot of potential to return in Season 9 if they end up going the route with him being Cobalt Blue. I think that could be so cool. So yeah, I really hope they do that. But for now, he's going to stay here at number 18. At number 17, I have Bart Allen. Now, I was kind of hesitant to put him as a main character. I didn't really know, if I should include him as a main character. But he was a main character in, the storylines he's appeared in. So I figured might as well add him in. And honestly, I think he's I like his personality. I think he's an all right character. I think like I said with Nora West Allen, they have a lot of potential for him in season 9 if he ends up appearing. So yeah. I'd say Bart Allen, overall, probably about an average character. So at number 16, I have Jay Garrick, aka Hunter Zolomon. Now guys, keep in mind, I am not ranking Zoom here. I am just ranking Jay Garrick, or, Hunter Zolomon pretending to be Jay Garrick. Now the reason he's like this low is because he didn't really appear like a ton before he was revealed to be Zoom. But I think the fact that he didn't appear a ton just made his reveal as Zoom even more surprising, which is why I think he's actually a pretty good character. He just seemed like such a nice hero-like guy, and I really like how they did that in The Flash Season 2, so I think he's a pretty good character. So now at number 15, I have Clifford DeVoe, aka The Thinker. It really hurts to put him this low on the list, but just if he did not switch bodies, he would have been such a good villain. That might be one of the biggest mistakes The Flash has ever made, is made him switch bodies for like 9 or 10 episodes. I just think if he didn't do that, he would have been such a cool villain. But when he's in his normal face, his normal body, he is such a cool villain. I think he's super threatening, and if it weren't for him switching bodies, he would definitely be way higher on this list. But now at number 14, I have H.R. Wells. Now, I know a lot of you guys really like H.R. I don't think he's that good compared to all the other Welleses, or most of the other Welleses. But I just think that the only thing that I really enjoyed about him was that he brought like humor to a season that was really, really dark. And I really like that aspect of it. But otherwise, he didn't really add a lot. Other than, obviously sacrificing himself so then Iris could live. But yeah, overall, I'd say he's all right. He's not bad, of course, but, still just not the best Wells, like I said. So now at number 13, I have Iris West Allen. Now, I know a lot of you guys really do not like Iris. I really have never hated on Iris. I've thought that she was, not that bad of a character. I just don't understand why people really hate her. But there are a couple of seasons, specifically season 3 and season 4, where I did find her very annoying, especially season 4. But other than that, I thought she was a pretty good character. In season 2, I thought she was actually a great character. So yeah, I don't know why people hate on her so much. I think she's, obviously not the best, but I still think she's above average, and I'd put her at number 13. So now at number 12, I have Nash Wells. Now, Nash Wells, I think, is actually a really good character because of one main thing. His role in Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think, was absolutely perfect. I did really like his storyline in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then his sacrifice at the beginning of The Flash Season 7, I thought was executed really well. And I just think he was one of the more underrated Wells that we've had on The Flash, and I think that if he were to return somehow, I think that'd be cool. You never know with, characters returning in season 9, they could have all the main characters return. I think that'd be cool. So at number 11 is Patty Spivot. I mean, let's be honest, we all love Patty Spivot. We wish she would return. Hopefully she returns in The Flash Season 9. I think she did express interest in returning, or the actress, I should say. So that would be so cool to see once again. I just think she added a lot to The Flash Season 2, and I really liked it, especially because she's at one point she is with Barry in the comics, so I think that also added that aspect to it as well. So yeah, she's a great character. I hope she returns in Season 9. So starting off the top 10, I have Ramsay Rosso, aka Bloodwork. Now, even though he was only a main character for 8 episodes of The Flash, I thought he was an amazing villain, an amazing character. Just the fact that he was, just a nice doctor in episode 1 and then eventually became a murderous villain, I think is such a cool storyline in such a short amount of time, and he was super threatening. Plus, him being the villain while there's tons of build up to Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think the first half of season 6 with him as the villain was done basically perfectly. Now at number 9 is going to be Ralph Dibny. We all miss Ralph. I wish he stayed on the show. He was a really funny character, a really cool character, added a lot of good stuff to the show. He would have made season 7 a lot better, would have probably made season 8 a lot better as well. He was a great character. I wish they didn't have to fire him. But yeah, Ralph is here at number 9. So now at number 8, I actually have Sherlock Wells. Now I know a lot of you guys might be surprised that he's this high on the list, but with season 5 not being the best season of The Flash, he was one of the best parts of this season in my opinion. Him discovering that Nora was working with the Reverse Flash in a different time I loved his storyline. I think he was such a great character. And the fact that they had him return in that one scene where Nash was dying, I think that was really cool. But yeah, Sherlock Wells, I think he might be my personal favorite Wells, if I'm being honest. He was such an interesting character in The Flash Season 5. At number 7 is Wally West, aka Kid Flash. I mean, what more can you say? He's Kid Flash. I think we all like Kid Flash. And I thought he was one of the better parts of The Flash Season 3 just because he wasn't, depressed all the time like everybody else that was on the show. So I think, if he ended up returning with, obviously in Season 6 he returned with tons of new skills, like new speedster skills. If he returned in Season 9, I think that would be really cool to see what else he's learned. And, overall just to see him again. So yeah, Wally West is definitely one of the best characters. So now at number 6, I have Harry Wells, and, there's not really much else to say. We all think he's a great character. I think we all think he's a great character, at least. I really wish they didn't kill him off. He was one of my favorite characters on the show. So yeah, I think Harry Wells definitely deserves to be here at number 6. But starting off the top 5, I have Caitlin Snow. Now, obviously, Caitlin Snow is one of the OG members of Team Flash, and a good one at that. I think she has great storyline. There's great acting from Danielle Panabaker, and I just think she's one of the best characters on the show, and I'm sure you guys all can agree with me on that. At number 4, I have Joe West. Now, in the earlier seasons of The Flash, he was an absolutely amazing character. You shouldn't think that a detective from the police department shouldn't have a storyline, a really good storyline, but he had an amazing storyline on the show, even if it wasn't a main one. He was just one of the best characters on the show, especially because of, the connection between him and Barry. I thought he fit in the show perfectly. And even though he's not going to be a main character in season 9 anymore, hopefully when he does appear, it'll be really good appearances. At number 3, though, is Cisco Ramon. He's definitely the funniest character in the entirety of the Arrowverse. I really hope he does return in Season 9. You'd have to think he'll return in Season 9. I'm sure we all agree that he's a top 3 character, well, top 5 character on The Flash. But yeah, not much else to say there. He's definitely one of the best. At number 2, I actually have the version of Eobard Thawne who's pretending to be Harrison Wells, specifically from Seasons 1 and 5. I think his storyline in Season 5, manipulating Nora to get out of prison, was perfect. And in Season 1, he might have been the best character on The Flash Season 1. He was amazing. Just the fact that he was so mysterious and, the acting was perfect, the writing was perfect, and his storyline, in my opinion, was also perfect. So I really enjoy him in Season 1 especially. And at number 1 is Barry Allen, aka The Flash. There's not much else to say here. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on this. Just hoping that he gets, more episodes dedicated to him in Season 9 instead of terrible episodes in Season 8 that are dedicated to Allegra and Cecile. Those are just really bad. So yeah, Barry Allen, I think, is the best character on the show. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your own list of your guys' Flash's main characters ranked. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.